Nonetheless, we are going to kick it off. We still have to go through one more story. We have
One more thing. While we love Saman Razani and we love saying, hello to him, we got to say bye-bye. We got to go to the airport.
all right, ladies, make your flight. We'll see you soon.
Safe travels, ladies.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Be safe. You know how we worry.
That's what happens when you
Goodbye
fly.
again.
That's what happens when you fly commercial. You got to fly on time. Oh yeah, coming up next. That's right. It's Mr. Saman Razani. He's a plant formulator. He's a plant facility designer, and he's the man who reminds women over 50 how to say hello again. That's right. It is none other than the Mr. Saman Razani.
How you doing, everybody? I'll keep it short and sweet. This was this is really isn't a story. We all know what's up with this, but California, this is just more nonsense for us to laugh about in the comments. Golden Gate Media presents this hilarious article. California's legalization of marijuana has made illegal behavior worse. Fed up sheriff warns. A California sheriff who patrols one of the busiest counties of marijuana cultivation said that the state's legalization of marijuana has made conditions more dangerous for residents, his deputies, and the environment. Mendocino County is located in Northern California and is home to major marijuana grows. California legalized marijuana in November 2016 when voters voted to pass Proposition 64. Many folks, including myself, hoped the legalization of marijuana would simply end the criminal issue associated with cultivation. Mendocino County Sheriff Matt Kendall wrote, sadly, extremely dangerous behaviors which are associated with the illegal cultivation of marijuana are continuing in our county. During the month of August 2023, our deputies participated in several search warrants throughout Mendocino County. Over 20 locations were targeted for illegal cannabis, where serious environmental crimes were suspected of taking place. The county is home to several large marijuana grow operations, including many that are illegally operated and fly under the radar of regulation. During these operations, over 70,000 marijuana plants were located and eradicated, he added. Over 9,000 pounds of processed marijuana and 23 guns were seized. Out of the 20 locations, more than half of the highly dangerous pesticides that are banned in the United States due to their toxic potency were found. He said that the conditions at some unregulated sites are harming the county's environment. All locations had severe environmental impacts, which included polluting of the waterways, illegal grading, water diversion, dammed creeks, damn creeks, fuel oil in the creeks, and water pumps diverting water from the creeks. Kendall said several of the locations had deplorable living conditions with minimal food. One location had a poached deer. In addition, Kendall said deputies have found poisonous chemicals at grow sites, including monitor, zinc phosphide, methylparathion, and methamidophos, carbufan, and weevilside. These are all banned in the United States, he said. These recent issues are becoming a pattern. The items can poison waterways and leave lands uninhabitable. The chemicals have been described as a circle of death. Researchers have shown a quarter teaspoon can kill a 400-pound bear in minutes. Scavengers then feed on the carcass and are also poisoned. He said the chemicals have likely been smuggled from Mexico and South American countries. This is creating a dangerous situation for persons tending the grow sites as well as law enforcement teams who are investigating and eradicating the sites, he said. As we continue to investigate these grow sites, we have adjusted our tactics in an attempt to keep our personnel safe. And that's our story today. I'm Saman Razani for High 9 News. What do we got to say about this, guys? I don't think that the doomsday sayers that are the sheriffs and a lot of the local guys are really able to accurately describe. But I mean, we all know that illegal cultivation is happening on a large scale, and it's been happening on a large scale pre-2016. So what say you, everyone, and what say you, all of our fans in the comments?
Bad thing is what it's doing to the creeks and the water. California is not the most water-rich state, right? And if it's getting poisoned up there by really bad chemicals, that's bad. That's bad shit. So on the flip side is, I thought it was decriminalized. You can do what you want in California, right? You don't really go to jail for. You don't really, we don't take your shit anymore, right? So, um, it's a weird, weird story because you don't want them doing bad shit and poisoning rivers and bears and everybody who eats the bear once it's dead, right? Well, that's serious shit. I think, I think it's just more fodder for the machine of pot is bad, pot is bad. We must take it away.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny when you hear stories about like Mexico trying to start their industry. So what does that mean? They're going to stop, doing these guerrilla grows in Mendo, and we're going to stop seeing the cartel. I don't like this is it's all ridiculous to me. It's just there's an obvious economic ideal situation here with cannabis. There is supply and there is demand for this product. And where there's supply and demand, you know that these guys are going to come in and do what they do. So I don't think this does anything, even if it's environmentally driven. It's been for years. There's a lot of outdoorsmen. I know a lot of cultivators and cannabis people in general are very keen to the outdoors. So it's like, we have to keep our industry clean as well and hopefully stop this. But you're right, Todd. It's just it's sad that they're destroying the environment. But it's all just because this poor plant got politicized so badly in this country that
Oh yeah, for
this is
sure.
what
No,
this is what's
100 years
happening.
of bad marketing is what we're up against, right?
That's true. Absolutely.
Hmm.
But respect to everyone, and that's the story to end the day.
Man, stories like this get all these environmentalists all up in arms. Not to mention I know that like all the people that don't really understand what's going on, they get them all riled up too, and they're just like, oh my god, the world is ending, all of this, yada yada yada. But this is happening constantly, all the time, in a number of places, and so it's not like all of a sudden this stuff just started happening. Like that's how I feel like this sheriff is trying to present it, is like all of a sudden this just stuff just started happening. Like no, like this stuff has been happening for a long time.
Yep, yep. And someone mentioned that this is the sheriff and his department, at least. I don't know if it was actually him, but that shot the dog on the property of
This
the
is the same
supposed
sheriff. This is the same
this is the
sheriff.
same, yep, same sheriff.
Oh, they were
So
That
I
guy
mean,
saying that
it's
in the
like,
shot him.
chat. I
these
didn't want to
these
go
guys are
there.
just as blood hungry too. I mean, the
Yeah.
police up there, and we know from historical articles and reports that, like, traditionally these guys were ripping off the growers. They'd pull them over, they'd rip their load, and he
Mm-hmm.
would never see it. It would never get taken into the sheriff's custody and put into like the evidence storage locker. It was just gone, and
Yeah.
they resold it. So, the cops, they're just a bigger gang with badges. So I mean, it really doesn't matter what happens with the laws. Those guys are kind of running on their own agenda, and they're gonna put pressure on the people they want to put pressure on. They're targeting a lot of growers up there probably, and who knows where this is gonna go, but it's never ending. So mad respect to the people on the hill. Keep fighting the good fight.